Study secrets of 10x learners, how to learn faster. As Jim Rohn said, a formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. A lot of people stop learning when they finish with school, when they're 18 or 22 or whenever. But the people with the most success keep learn every day. So today we're gonna talk about the methods of the fastest learners, what they're doing, how the habits fit in with the day, how you can learn faster. Welcome in, by the way, much love, Trav here. Really beautiful day. Sunday, up here, 7:30 a.m. today on a Sunday. I think that's decent for me, night owl like me. And already been reading, already been listening to audio tapes, already writing outlines and presenting to you. So let's get into it. I mean, you probably understand, but for those of you who are like, I don't know how much this is worth it, it's like, wow. If you're a slow learner, you repeat the same mistakes. If you're a fast learner, you skip mistakes altogether and you go on, accomplish way more. The difference is huge between people who, it's snowball, you know, the smarter people get smarter, the rich people get richer, the attractive people get more attractive to an extent, especially with aging, but you want to be on the side of the knowledge and intelligence edge because it just adds and adds. And the first key I'll say is it should be applicable. You want to be learning stuff that you can apply to your life, to your industry, to your family, your friends, your health, your business, whatever. Because if you're just reading dictionaries and almanacs and adding dates and stuff to your brain, you know, you see like the Rain Man and people who have this incredible book knowledge, but you want applicable knowledge. So my first tip, and I'll get into my background in a moment for those, because I haven't really shared it too much, but the first key is when you're learning, it's always like, how can I apply this? I want to look back to past experiences and look for the ways I could have done things different for better results, and then project that forward to future experiences and look at what can I do today. So everything that we're learning should be, how can I apply this? So as you watch this video, it's like, all right, what can I do today? What can I do tomorrow? The date tomorrow, how can I change my schedule or tweak one habit so that I can be learning faster? So my background, you guys don't know, I was born into a learning family. Went to a top public high school, went to a Garfield High School in Seattle, went to a top public university, University of Washington, went to a top business school, Foster School of Business, had top test scores, SAT scores, IQ scores, made a career around mental performance in the Magic the Gathering niche. Currently do that, travel to tournaments, and record YouTube. So I've made my life and my living around my brain and learning. And that's not to say I'm infallible. You know, there's a lot of people my age who are more successful, more accomplished, have accomplished more goals. But this is why I'm going to talk about it, because I'm real passionate about self-learning and learning in general. So we already went over application. Here's another key. High leverage learning. So you want your learning to snowball, right? You want to learn things that's going to give you 10x return. And one of those things is learning how to learn faster. You're doing high leverage learning by watching this video. A lot of people don't do that though. For instance, you want to know what the best study habits are. You want to know how the mind works, how memory works. You want to know how to read faster. You want to know techniques to absorb more. You want to know techniques to apply faster, right? So this is always a good thing to spend time on, especially at the beginning, and to revisit. I've got books on, you want to be taking speed reading courses, right? You want to be watching videos on that. You want to be reading the book, How to Read a Book. You want to be reading Make It Stick. I've got links to books that I recommend, haven't updated in a little while. But the point is, it's high leverage. If you spend time on learning how to learn faster, you can now learn how to learn even faster, and to learn how to learn even faster, suddenly you're rapidly absorbing info. You're not going to notice after one day, but give it 5 years of rapid learning, rapidly increasing learning, applicable knowledge, and you're going to have you're going to be able to skip a lot of failures and move ahead very far, have a lot of skills that you learned from other people. Because ultimately, when we're learning, we're going to be learning from other people, we're going to be reading books from other people, we're going to be reading audios from other people. It's really about building off other people's experience so we don't have to. Who said this? Any fool can learn from his own mistakes, but the goal is to learn from other people's mistakes. The wise man learns from others' mistakes. That's what we want to do. So we're learning from other people. Okay, so let's talk about the daily habit of learning. You should be in a daily habit of reading, a daily habit of listening to audio, and a daily habit of organizing and presenting. Okay, well, first of all, we need to focus on the day because that's when we're learning. Today, all the experiences today. Now is the vessel of life, right? So you need to be learning today. When are you going to learn today? I'll tell you my schedule. It doesn't have to be perfect. In the morning, 10 minutes with my coffee, read out of a textbook type info and think about how I can apply that. And then go on a bike ride or a walk, listen to audio type stuff. YouTube's great. I've got YouTube Red. I put it in my pocket, headphones on, and I learn. 30 minutes. And then I present. Now, presenting is important because you look at the way we learn. One of the ways to massively increase comprehension and application is to reorganize that information and present it. That's one of the reasons I make videos like this. I actually learn a tremendous amount from making these videos. I consolidate it in my brain. I'm not saying you have to make YouTube videos, but if you've got, living with a partner or whatever, hey, I learned this thing today, I want to learn this, and then you present it to them. Or, maybe you've got a class or you've got coworkers or whatever, you've got people you can forward the information to. We learn a lot from teaching, basically. So you want to learn a lot, there should be some amount of teaching, but you can't teach if you're not learning. So you have to be learning first. 2 parts learning, 1 part teaching. So I do that, and then I'll do a lot of physical activities, I'll do a lot of social media activities throughout the day. I'll do a lot of social activities. In the evening, especially before going to sleep, I read generally biographies. That helps me go to sleep, and entertaining, usually 20-30 minutes on that. So I'm reading 2 or 3 short times a day, listening to audio a couple times a day, presenting a couple times a day, and then the rest going out and applying it. So yours doesn't need to be the same, but you have to think about when you're going to do each of these things. Are you going to read in the morning? Are you going to read at night? When are you going to listen to audio? Do you have a car that you're currently listening to music during this ride? Cut the music, listen to educational, inspirational, motivational, strategic tapes instead. Right? Think about that, and you can leave a comment below. How can you apply this today so that you're learning more? Or that you're learning more on the daily, right? Okay, how else to learn? Study habits of the 10x learner. How to learn faster. Man, coaches and mentors are a big thing. Also, you may or may not be in a position where you have someone or you can afford someone for the thing you want to do, but it's a huge shortcut, obviously, if you not only your books and audio, but you're part of mastermind groups, or you've got a coach, you've got people who are financially invested in your success and you performing, who have experience and can teach you. Like, I want to learn Spanish, hire a Spanish teacher. I want to improve business, hired a business teacher, and that shortcutted me really fast. Someone who was reasonably successful with business, doing things similar to what I wanted to do. That was really successful, really effective. So you should set aside some money for training materials. Books, obviously, some online courses, and some coaching. It's worth having a training course or training courses. I recently read Marilyn Monroe's autobiography, and she was incredibly successful during her career. And some of you would think like she's a dumb blonde or whatever. She's neither blonde nor dumb. She just played a dumb blonde, right? But there was a point where she was spending more than half of her money to learn singing, dancing, acting classes. More than half of her money. Realistically, what percentage of your money is going towards your continuing your education? Is it more than 50%? Less than 50%? Right? Something to think about. If you're paying for school, then perhaps it can be. But that shit is expensive. That shit is expensive. Okay, study habits of the 10X learner. What else? So far we have make it applicable. High leverage learning first. Focus on learning how to learn faster whenever possible. Have a daily routine of learning and teaching, because that's how you're going to learn. And get coaches. Invest in your learning. I think that's good. That's a good start. And then the last thing I'll say is ask for feedback. Try to get a lot of information flowing your way. Make yourself teachable. A lot of people make the mistakes of making themselves unteachable, unmentorable, because you're too sensitive to feedback, too sensitive to being, there's a lot of uncoachable people who get angry when people give them advice, and you have to be discerning about where it's coming from. Some potato slug couch scrub is going to tell you how to live your life. You could probably disregard them, but if you're lucky enough to have someone who's done something give you some advice, or paying customers give you advice, then you should probably listen. And a lot of people will freak out and not listen, and then other people will be on eggshells around you and will not tell you what you need to hear. So you need to put the people around you in a position where they can tell you how you can improve and learn faster. And a way to do that, I've got other videos on that, but just not being so fucking sensitive, inviting constructive criticism, and especially from trusted sources. So make yourself teachable, and other people will enjoy teaching you, and that will save a lot of time. So those are my keys to studying. This question came from a YouTube comment from Margie, probably about a month ago. So I hope you see this, and I'm always looking for more topics. It's fun to answer questions. If you have a requested topic, then leave it down below. Got lots of content coming. Thank you all. Much love. Let me know what you think, and apply this today. How can you be more teachable? How can you teach today? How can you learn more daily? How can you invest more? What's one thing that you can do? Leave a comment down below. That would be cool. Talk to you soon. Much love.